Hello, and welcome back to Must Play Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at the PS Plus games and Game Pass games for February. Starting off the list, we're going to be looking at the Essentials Collection, Foam Stars. It's a 4v4 online multiplayer shooter, but instead of bullets, you use foam. Your goal is to knock out the other players by foaming them up and then sliding into them and knocking them out of the arena. It features vibrant graphics with bright contrast and colors, and unique arenas such as a giant roulette table. The game itself is very interesting and could be one to keep an eye out for. Next up is Roller Drone. In the future, a new game show has taken place that has taken the world by storm, which is where a skater competes in an arena against other people trying to survive, pulling off trick maneuvers to reload your weapons and the ability to slow down time like Max Payne himself, trying to get the highest scores possible. Still Rising, a bizarre game made by Team Spiders. You are an automaton during the French Revolution. It's very similar to other games like Lords of the Fallen and Lives of P. Next up, the extras list. First up is Need for Speed Unbound, trying to recreate the glory days of the PS2 Need for Speed games like the Underground series. If you're a fan of arcade racing, this is one to check out. Then we have Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, the upgraded version of the critically acclaimed Outer Worlds. Now, performance has never been this game's strong suit, and the last time I played it, it still suffered from frame rate issues. Then we have one of the best RPGs in recent years, Tales of Arise. I recommend this game to anyone that is a fan of RPGs, or even if you just like action games, as the game itself features real-time combat with absolutely beautiful visuals. Then we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Take control of Eivor the Viking and wreak havoc across the English countryside. Next up is Lego Worlds. It looks very similar to a Minecraft style game with procedurally generated worlds and tons of things that you can create. Then we have another Lego game, Jurassic World. And when it comes to these Lego games, they're easy, fun, laid back, and are great games for kids to play. Rogue Book is a roguelike deck builder. And then another game with Rogue in the title, Rogue Lords, where you are the devil in a dark fantasy game. Tales of Zestiria, the first Tales game that was released on the PS4. And while it's not the greatest in the Tales series, it's one worth playing if you're a fan of Tales of Berseria, as they are connected with over 1,000 years of history taking place between them. And now on to the Premium Classics Collection. A game I cannot wait to play because I never got the chance is Resistance Retribution, a classic PSP game featuring the new up-rendering techniques and all the things that can be found in those new classic titles being released on PlayStation. Then there's Jet Moto 2, which is probably my favorite racer of the jet ski style games. And then up next, the last on the list for the Premium Classic Collection, is two more Tales games. Tales of Symphonia Remastered. It is the game that launched the Tales series into stardom that it is now. And then we have Tales of Vesperia, a beautiful remake of the classic Xbox 360 title. Next up, we're on to Game Pass games. And if you enjoyed the video so far, would you please leave a like and subscribe? And leave a comment down below about which one had the better games this month, PS Plus or Game Pass. Persona 3 Reload. If you have never played a Persona game before, they are exciting and very different RPGs. You are always a high school student with the unique ability to control multiple personas. This game was originally released in 2006 on PS2, and the Reload version has now been remastered in the same style as Persona 4 and 5, giving us all those extra special features that existed in those games, such as social activities, and building up your character's personality with friends at school. If you're looking for a great RPG to play on Game Pass this month, this is one you should definitely try out. A game that I don't know how to pronounce, so I'm putting it on the screen. This game uses that classic style 2D visuals, very similar to Zelda games back on Super Nintendo. You have been chosen as the Bell Wielder, and it's your job to go forth, fight monsters, solve puzzles, and restore this place to its former glory. Next up, Train World Sim 4. If you love trains or simulators, this could be one for you. Then there's Madden NFL 24, part of the EA Play collection. Of course, we all know that by now, Madden is one of those games where you either love it or hate it. Resident Evil 3 is coming to Game Pass this month, just like Resident Evil 2 did last month. But even though it's shorter, Its replay value is still there, and there's nothing like being chased around by Nemesis and hearing him shout out "Stars" as you are running through the streets of Raccoon City being chased by zombies. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is my top choice of the month for Game Pass. Created by Koji Igarashi, one of the veteran developers who worked on some of the best Castlevania games to release. Bloodstained is a spiritual successor to the Castlevania series, and contains all of those classic things that we love. Then we have a little puzzle game called A Little to the Left. Play Up, which is very similar to Overcooked, so if you enjoyed that game, you're probably going to enjoy this one too. And last on the list is Return to Grace. You are a space archaeologist setting out to find out what happened to this AI called Grace. This one actually sounds like it could be a very interesting puzzle game with a unique world and setting. So that's all we have for Game Pass this month. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all later.